TJ, when you watch back over Cincinnati tape, what were the things you took from that you obviously need to be better this time?
A whole lot. A whole lot needs to be better. Stopping the run first and foremost. Explosive plays, getting off the field, getting pressure. Even if the ball's coming up quick, we got to get our hands up and just do whatever we can to disrupt him.
Talk about stopping the run. How's it a different challenge versus the Bengals who kind of want to spread you out to run it versus some of the other teams in the division that might want to go heavy against you?
Yeah, I think it's just knowing the situation, not trying to rush the quarterback in situations where obviously they could be rushing the ball and know the personnel that's out there, things of that nature. And just play run first. That's kind of the defensive model of your whole life. Play run first and then go to the pass. So just need to do a better job in general.
How do you feel like you're playing this year?
Well, I definitely could play better. I don't think anybody's happy with how they're playing in this locker room.
But you guys are 5-4, leading the division. Does it not really feel that way because of 3 of the last 4 going the other way?
Absolutely. I mean, very confident in everybody we have in this locker room. I think that's what makes it more frustrating is we know how talented we can be. We know how talented we are. It's just about putting it together, playing a complete game, offense, defense, special teams, getting the ball, creating that splash that we're used to seeing here.
You're a sack away from passing JJ on the all-time list. What will those bragging rates mean to you?
I don't know, man. That's all stuff for when I'm done playing. We'll talk about, I'm sure.
We've asked you about those quick passes and the key against them. Is it basically to get them in a position where they can't have those short throws, get them into bigger down and distance? Is the key for that?
That would be awesome, but I mean, at the end of the day, we just need to find a way to impact the game any way possible. And if those situations where he holds on to the ball come, then you got to make the impact. If he's getting out quicker, we need to find a way to make an impact still. So there's no excuse. No matter what's happening on the offense side of the ball, we need to find ways to impact the game.
TJ, they're retiring Aaron Donald's number at the game yesterday. What did you appreciate about him as a player?
I think it was cool he would come back to Pitt and just to be able to see him train. I got to meet him actually in the parking lot out here, which was really cool. To have the weight room named after him is really cool. And just a guy that seemed to work extremely hard, had that obsession about getting better, and just had a hell of a career. So it's awesome that they're doing that for him this weekend.
Jalen, going into your second full week of prep back there playing free safety, how do you feel like you and Kyle are kind of evolving and getting more comfortable in those roles?
It's a growing process, growing journey back there for me and, just us working together as well. So I think it's getting better and better each week, but it's a process. We just got to continue to work.
He wasn't there in Cincy, and you were in a different spot in Cincy. I mean, without giving away game plan or strategy or anything, do you feel a little bit better about the personnel going into this one? This rematch with them?
I feel good before every game, to be honest, usually. So.
Jalen, what went wrong in that game? What needs to be better?
A lot and everything. Yeah.
Was it about stopping the run? Is that where it starts for you guys defensively, and then things kind of flow from that?
I mean, that's a goal each and every week, but it's more than that. It's not just that. You can never say it's just that in any game.
How much does it help to have maybe more tape of Flacco in this offense versus the last time you played them, he'd only had one game and it was on a short week, short prep, all of that?
Yeah, it helps, definitely. Yeah, that's all I'll say. It helps for sure, definitely.
If Slay can't go, probably be James Pierre in there. What have you seen from him so far, kind of going from special teams to playing more snaps defensively?
Capable of, getting the job done, making plays, having really tight coverage, sticky coverage, communicating really well out there. Not really, there's not a drop-off in our communication or his preparedness to be ready to play in the games. I feel comfortable out there with him on the edge. And, so I expect that and, some plays to be made.
Assante's another Florida State guy. What kind of prior relationship did you have with him?
We missed each other by quite a bit at Florida State, but that brotherhood remains strong regardless. That's been little bro. That's gonna always be little bro. That's one of my Noah brothers. It's always gonna be love there, and he obviously played in L.A. with Derwin, who's my best friend, and I was out in L.A. when he was out in L.A. We saw each other out here and there, whatever the case may be, or when we were hanging out with Derwin. So a lot of love there, a lot of respect there.
What can he add to a defense, to this defense?
I mean, obviously, you know, his skill on the football field is super important, but just even so, just his mindset, the way he goes about his business, the passion he plays with, the heart he plays with, those are things that you like to have in a DB and have a guy added to the mix.
Since you've shifted to playing safety more full time, it seems like you guys have been in too high shell, more pre-snap, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in that post-snap. Do you feel like this shift has allowed you guys to do a little bit more in terms of the disguise in the middle of the field and things like that?
Maybe.
You talked last week about enjoying the challenge of learning a new position and all that comes with that. Now, a couple weeks in, are you still having fun? What's maybe the best part about learning a new position?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy all parts of football, so yeah, I enjoy it regardless. I enjoy winning more than anything, right? Obviously, but yeah, I'm just continuing to embrace this journey of playing safety a little bit more and learn the nuances of it and learn the opportunities where I could still be me and make plays and try to add my own flavor to things, just because I do see things sometimes from a different perspective than guys who have solely only played safety. Maybe I do see things sometimes still from a corner's perspective or a slot's perspective, so I try to bring that to our secondary a little bit as well.
So do you think that gives you an edge, having experience playing other roles in the secondary?
I'm still figuring that part out. At times it could be a good thing, at times it may not be a good thing. But yeah, I guess I'm sorry to be repetitive, but I'm just embracing just every part of this journey of learning this position a little bit more.
What is your learning process like? Is it watching more film? Is it looking at playbook? Like, how do you go about the process of learning?
A lot of it comes on the field, practicing really hard, stressing myself on the field. But yeah, watching film is definitely different than how I used to watch film. And putting my mind in, putting myself in practice through stressful situations to try to see what I can get done, maybe see what can work, maybe what won't work, see how I can help get guys in the right spot, lead the guys, communicate with the guys quicker at times. It's a lot, to be honest, but it's good.
Couple more.
JP, Pierre, in terms of is he ready to step in and play for you guys if you need him to play a big role?
For sure.
Jim, they're retiring Aaron's number next door, Aaron Donald's. What was it like to be his teammate? What did you respect about him as a player?
Greatest player I've ever played against. Greatest defensive player to play this game ever. And one of my really close friends. Got a lot of respect for him. Got a lot of love for AD. That's my guy. Just the greatest.
What made him the greatest?
I mean, everything. Apart from just, being gifted by God, obviously, the way he went about his work, the way he studied, the way he wasn't like a super vocal guy, maybe, here and there, especially during our Super Bowl run and maybe the year after. But he was a true leader by example, just the way he went to work, the way he went about his business, was always prepared. Was a guy who, never took bad days, never took days off, would always be out there as much as he could be, would be the first one out there. And just special, just God-gifted special.